This is a show. A show about an art gallery. The people who own it, the artists and their art. Sometimes we go astray. In any case, it's a show. Stacy ain't. Okay. The premise of said show is casual conversations with artists.
I'll have to fact check that, but I believe it's true.
That is Stacy. She owns the gallery with her husband, Andres. Andres happens to be an artist and the inspiration for Stacy opening a gallery.
Yeah, that was in 1997.
Andres. This is what Andres considers the biggest misconception about artists.
That it's all glamorous. There's no glamour in art. Only 1% of artists in the world make it. Literally has nothing to do with how talented you are. It has to do with the one person that just looks at you and says, I believe in you. Stacy has been like my rock, my inspiration. Everything that I do for her.
She's the one. I love her more than anyone.
I have a fascination with creatives, all creatives, not just artists, writers, chefs, filmmakers, just anyone that can take a thought, right, that exists on some ethereal plane and bring it into reality, right? That's magic. That's a full-on manifestation of some kind of magic, and I think it's really beautiful.
You might be sitting at home saying, yeah, I'm one of thems. But before you quit your day job, listen to the following artist service announcement, paid for our non-existent sponsors. The following is an artist service announcement presented by gallerist Stacy Conde.
Thank you. So my advice to an artist, an up-and-coming artist, or anyone that's really looking at a creative field, is to understand that there will be moments of famine and hopefully moments of feast. Educate yourself and practice, practice, practice. You have access to all of this information now via the web, so use it as a resource, explore, and get your work out there via the web too. Like, don't give up, and don't let anyone deter you from your path. If this is what you want to do, know that it's going to be hard, but it is incredibly rewarding, and there you go.
Now that we've got that out of the way, we can get on with the show. But before that, let's get a little context on the gallery and its owners.
We opened our first gallery back in 1997.
I convinced Stacy that we should do something fun and open up a gallery.
And it was beautiful. It was in the design district. It was like 4,500 square feet, and we had 9 movable walls, and I just sort of let artists run wild.
And it was super successful.
And it was cool. It was critically acclaimed.
I thought we were gonna be like, insta-famous.
But it was a financial disaster.
We weren't insta-famous, we were insta-broke.
We eventually had to close up.
We had to find jobs because we had a family, so yeah, you can't starve the kids kind of thing.
Yeah, it's best not to starve the kids, unless they also want to be artists, in which case... Anyway, they got jobs, moved away from Miami, and time slowly went by. While they were away, Miami's art scene went through some changes.
The Miami art scene has grown dramatically since Art Basel arrived, however many years ago it was at this point. We're burgeoning, we're growing, into something really interesting and really special. Obviously, you can dive deep into Latin American art here in Miami.
Art Basel is the worst thing that happened to Florida art. Art is not important, and artists are even less important to them. They only want to make money. It's a circus, it's a hooker week.
This is Ruben. We'll get back to him later, but for now, let's finish our story. Eventually, the Condes moved back to Miami for a second shot at the gallery thing.
The kids were grown. We were like, one last shot. Let's see if this works out for all of us.
This iteration of the gallery, we opened 6 years ago.
Every year, we're more and more impressed at the fact that, we haven't gone broke yet.
More and more artists started coming to me, asking if I could do for them what I was doing for Andres.
I know what you're thinking. What's Stacy's secret?
Well, I don't know how other galleries do it, and many are far more successful than I am. But look, at the end of the day, if I don't love the artist and I don't love the work, I can't sell it. And that's a fact. I think that is really the basis for the kind of relationship that I have with artists.
Okay, done with the eternal intro and on to the show. Casual conversations with artists.
Today we'll be meeting with Ruben Torres Llorca. He's a really good friend of ours and a brilliant painter. He's in every serious collection of Cuban art really that exists. He's in multiple museums worldwide.
Who cares what I think? You know?
Ruben Torres Llorca.
Out of all the artists that I know, and by now I know quite a few contemporary artists that I hang out with, Ruben is by far my favorite artist. Not only because he's so accomplished, but he's a genius.
Hey, how are you?
How are you, my dear?
I'm good. Happy to see you as always. Do you want to see Andres?
Of course.
My husband makes the best cafecito in Miami. That's a big deal.
Up next is Cafecito Confessions, brought to you by Conde Contemporary. Cafecito is a type of espresso that originated in Cuba. Specifically, it refers to an espresso shot that is heavily sweetened.
Cafecito, because it's little. It's a little coffee. Cafecito time is all the time. Cheers. Cheers. No, I like that, Andres.
Are you going to show some of the new pieces?
Absolutely. I love what you're doing with the color.
Now that I lost any chain and I just want to make money, I am painting with color. No, it's true. I just want to make money.
You're shameless. You're a capitalist.
No, but he sells no matter what, so the whole idea that you're doing this to make money, I don't think that's what it is.
You know what I love?
Which is an American thing.
I
More
love
and
that
more.
you can insult, that you can
It's not
say
insulting.
exactly what. No,
I am
but you
embracing.
insult the collector sometimes. Like you come out and slap them around a little bit.
They don't watch this thing. Don't worry about it.
Let's hope somebody's watching this. The following is an artist service announcement presented by artist Andres Conde.
I think that a lot of people struggle with their artwork because they are looking for validation outside themselves. And you should just be happy with what you do and be creative in anything that you do. And that's basically my advice. Don't give up. Continue doing your work.
Wait, let's go to the studio. I want to pick up a couple pieces.
Now?
Yeah.
Right now?
Right now.
No, I'm not going. She's going.
I'm going.
I'm working.
I'm driving the van.
She's driving the van.
That's good. Are you scared?
Yeah.
'Cause you
I
should
would
be.
Yeah. I would be.
You
But
want me
don't
to
worry.
drive the van?
No. Do you drive?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you have a car?
Because
Yeah,
I
why
don't
not?
like cars. And I hate that thing that, most people do, that the car is an extension of your masculinity. I don't like that shit.
You don't need an extension of your masculinity.
No.
Lord knows I do.
I am bold.
You don't. No, you don't. All right, let's go. I love you. I'll see you
All
later.
right.
Don't
Maestro.
I love difficult men. Ruben is a little on the cantankerous side, but he's a lovely man.
Stay tuned for some more Ruben when we get back. Previously on Stacying with Artists. Stacying, what is that? Let's get on with it. Stacy and Ruben are about to head over to Ruben's studio in order to pick up some of his new pieces. The following is a casual conversation with an artist in a car.
What inspires you?
Making money.
Why do you think that the color is going to sell better than the black and white? Because the black and white is brilliant also.
Look how many people go to the movies to see black and white movies. Just never.
People love black and white movies. The classics.
Which do you prefer, Batman or Superman?
Oh, no, Batman all the time.
Of
I mean,
course.
he's even cheesier.
Yeah.
I don't know. Superman is easier.
I love
if you
Zorro.
want. But
But do you-
Zorro is not that popular, and he's Hispanic, and this is not a good time for sell Spanish. And they're probably gonna send Zorro back to Mexico.
Ay, pobrecito. He's behind the wall, like
Yeah.
fighting crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you miss Cuba?
Oh hell no!
What do you love?
I don't remember who was the one who said that the best part of your life is your friends.
I can see that.
I don't like that totalitarian kind of thing, you know.
The
because I
best.
got a lot of, you know, like
Right.
sex is very nice part of my life.
Sex is a lovely part of life.
Yeah, sadly.
For how long do you think you'll paint? You think you'll paint forever?
I honestly believe that at some point an artist should have some decor and stop doing shit.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Ruben is right. Black and white is passe. But hey, if you're still with us, you're officially a cinephile by today's standards. We've arrived at our destination, where the magic, as they say, happens. No, not the bedroom. Ruben's studio.
Thank you.
Go ahead, my dear.
Thank you.
Wait. We're about to walk into the artist's inner sanctum. We're getting a sense of who he is as a man. Let's educate ourselves a bit. We'll need some Stacying. Stacy, go ahead.
As an artist, Ruben is really kind of a perfectionist. His technique is brilliant. He's a great painter, but he's also a sculptor. He does collage. You know, he works in all these different mediums, but it's the concept with him. You know, he's conceptually strong. He's got a very good perspective on art and how important it is in his life and in others. Oh, you've been busy.
As it has already been mentioned twice, Ruben has recently started to use color in his paintings after a black and white period. These are some additional comments that Ruben had on the subject.
I want to make money. So, bad taste is universal. So, I put in color and a pretty thing. It's like selling a hawker. It's something like that, you know?
Be on the lookout. Hooker-like paintings by Ruben Torres Llorca at a gallery near you.
Why do you constantly reference these sort of iconic images, you know, from the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s? Even in this new piece, I mean, I'm looking at Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and which is really very American.
What I do is I try to create a safe place for you, a deja vu, telling you you are safe. This is something you know.
And then,
It's well done, it's well painting, and it's an image for the past. It belongs to your parents, to your grandparents, right? And then I give it the hook with the test. Or vice versa, I give you the test and the image is telling you something different. I wanted you to think about what I'm telling you. I don't want you be entertained of how original I am, because my speech is not about form, it's about meaning, and trying to telling you something.
Originality, that elusive concept hipsters so desperately chase. But we all place a premium on being original, don't we? What does it mean for an artist to be original? Ruben, thoughts?
That thing about originality is a creation of the market. The market sells you originality as a brand that you should buy like a good investment. It's just a money thing.
Right on. Totally a social construct. Sold to you by the man. Except for this show, of course, which is 100% one of a kind, uncorrupted, original. If you are a corporation interested in sponsoring such authenticity, dial 1-800-STACYing? Call now. Opportunities are running out.
the other real question that I had about the work is the process. How do you begin?
This is what I do. It's like when you go to the doctor. You have a pain, right? You have a pain in your chest. And the first step of the cure is to find if that pain is cardiovascular, muscular, or emotional, right? And that will tell you, when you find out that, that will tell you what kind of medicine the patient needs.
Yeah.
The same thing with art.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you need a bidimensional representation. Sometimes you need a three-dimensional representation because you need a physical relation with the piece. Sometimes it's good with a drawing. or a photograph, or just do a performance. Painting is a very boring thing. You're an artist for a couple of minutes. When you got the idea, and then you need to be your own
Execute.
slave
Right.
and execute that thing, which is craft. It has nothing to do with art.
The following is an artist service announcement presented by artist Ruben Torres Llorca.
My first advice for anyone to be an artist is run for your life. Don't do this. You're gonna suffer like hell. And you're gonna spend your life throwing flowers to the pigs. If you cannot avoid it, if you think it's I need to do it or die, well then do it. But be aware that you're gonna suffer like hell. That's my advice to you.
Well, that was encouraging, I think. This is the end of the second segment. Stick around for some more Ruben Torres Llorca in our third and final segment. Welcome to the final segment of Stacying with Artists, Ruben edition.
If you are a parent and you're looking at this and your child is trying to paint on somebody, hit him very hard.
Before we continue, we must clarify that this show does not approve of domestic violence, unless your family member has aspirations of being an artist. The repercussions of being an artist can be very grave, as you will be able to appreciate in the following segment that looks closely at some of Ruben's pieces. This piece is Ruben's take on male and female relationships.
By the way, the title of that piece, sorry my dear, is What the
Apology accepted. He's quite the romantic.
It's about how ridiculous the men and female relationships are. You know, they both have the ideas of who they are or the soulmate or that kind of bullshit that at the end doesn't work. It's just chemistry, it's a Darwinian thing that we need to procreate and have children.
This one is about human interaction in today's world.
This is everybody knows. It's about what happened now. Everybody knows a little about something, and we fight our little knowledges about things, and we are totalitarian, and what we say, in our opinion, is the only one that matters, and everybody else is wrong.
That's not true. He's wrong. This one continues with the same theme.
All problems are verbal, which is about communication. I think people should communicate a little more, no, not shutting each other, no. I got it right and you're wrong. No, it's, conversation, communication could help. Most problems are about misunderstanding.
This is Ruben Torres Llorca on childhood trauma and it shaping your adulthood.
This piece is supposed to be a big spider web in the wall. It's called Trojan horses, and it's about that the things that happen to us when we are a child is the things that affect us. It's the Trojan horse who is gonna give you a problem.
But what type of childhood did Ruben have? Can the genesis of the artist be found in his youth?
My father died fighting for the revolution. I never knew him. So when I was a little child, I asked my mother, where is my father? And she said, well, he died fighting for the revolution. And many people say, now the revolution is your father. My father was a hero. You die young. He was a child. I mean, he was 22 when he died. My children are 27 and 25, and they are little boys. So he was a child when he died. Anyhow, to betray the revolution, it was to betray my father. But you have something that's called common sense, and you grow out, and you read, and you watch movies, and you saw the world, and you read, even reading Karl Marx, it will teach you that they are not doing what Marx say you should do. So little by little, you find out that they are lying to you. You are the rebel, and they are a bunch of motherfuckers. It's common sense.
Sometimes, rationality and common sense can lead us to devastating realizations. On that note, let's look at one last piece by Ruben. It's called Stories We Tell Ourselves.
It's like fairy tales. right? Fairy tales are done to educate people. They are trying to educate the children to how horrible life is going to be. And it has a happy ending because the psyche of the child need to have a solution. Sometimes it's a very bad solution, but it's a thing of hope. We stories with ourselves to mitigate the pain of the horrible things we live. You know, that's the thing about life.
All right, so let's see, what else can we talk about?
The casual conversation in the studio seemed to be over, and Ruben thought the cameras were off when he made the shocking confession.
I have been posed as an artist for almost 40 years, so I think it's some merit in that, some kind of artistic merit, right?
That's right, folks. Ruben was posing as an artist for 40 years. We feel sorry to be the ones to divulge this information. If you're still interested in Ruben, the common human being, stick around for some more casual conversations with a Philistine. Enough art, enough driving, enough Stacying. Let's eat.
Salud, my dear.
Who are 3 contemporary artists that you actually do like? Contemporary. Has to be contemporary.
But you mean visual art?
Visual.
To be honest, I have lost track since the 90s.
I know you're on Instagram. Do you check out any other artists
No,
on Instagram?
I don't follow anybody.
Do you follow me?
No,
You don't follow me?
no,
Personally?
no,
Do you follow the gallery?
no.
You're not gonna be getting any likes from Stacy with that attitude.
You're crazy.
But somebody decided to give you one. It was me.
If you weren't a visual artist, what would you be?
If it were to depend of the production of so many people, I would like to do movies. That's the thing I would like to do.
What's a positive takeaway from all of your years in this industry?
If you make money out of it, it's a wonderful life because you don't have a boss, you do whatever you like to do,
Right.
doing something that you're supposed to like or love. And that's wonderful.
What would you say is the least artisty kind of cool thing about you?
I like Gino Vanelli.
You like who?
Gino Vanelli. I don't wanna stop.
Gino time.
I just wanna stop and tell you what I feel about you, babe.
Well, that is, it's good.
Is it possible that you're actually a closet romantic?
Inside every cynic is a romantic in
Who's
mourning.
been burned, yeah?
Yeah, you are a romantic.
I'm a
And
romantic.
then life teach you
It beats you
in
down.
the hard way, and then you learn reality.
But every reality is different.
Listen, my dear.
Tell me.
We born,
We both?
born,
Born,
right?
yeah.
You live and
Yes,
you die.
Of course.
It's a tragedy. It's okay. It's life. It's nature.
Okay. Well, there you go. I don't know what to say about that.
Well,
I want to thank you, seriously. I know it's been a long day, and I really appreciate you spending this time
Well,
with
but
me.
I'm gonna send you a bill. You know that.
Film me.
Oh, no.
I get 50%
Just-
discount it. Seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you do it
I'm
again?
very tired.
Would you
No,
do it again?
No. No.
Well, when you're done, you're done. And Ruben was done. Ruben, any last words? Couldn't have said it better myself. We're done.
Look who's here. My love. Come. Ay, siéntate. Cheers, my love.
On that note, let's let Ruben get back to his art, for this was only a brief glimpse into the inner sanctum that is the world of art. But fear not, common folk, there's always the next episode. Stacying? Maybe we should think about changing the name of the show.